It's December, and despite my disgruntled manner, I'm feeling festive. The wife and I have put up our decorations in the living room, and I swear that anyone who saw them wouldn't believe that we don't have children. Actually, I expect there are some 6-year-olds who, if they saw our living room, would tell us to calm it down a bit. That being said, I only get into the spirit of the season come December. Because I know there are some people who on November the 1st, the day after Halloween, decide it's appropriate to put up their Christmas decorations. And if that's you, I would happily watch the British Army drive a main battle tank through your front room. Also, aside from the wreath hanging on the front door, we have no decorations on the outside of our house, and that's because in the UK, there is a direct correlation between the amount of decorations and lights a person puts outside their house and the amount of benefits they're claiming. I guarantee if you go past a house in the UK that's lit up like Blackpool sodding illuminations, no one in that house has done a day's work in their entire life. But the festive celebrations are changing and have been changing for a number of years. Last night on the news, it was announced that in Paris, the usual New Year's Eve celebrations have been cancelled. So this was last year, and yes, I'm aware that talking about New Year's Eve before Christmas is doing things out of line, yet I'm doing this to illustrate a point, because the French police, the gendarmes, have said they cannot guarantee the safety of people wanting to attend New Year's Eve celebrations in Paris. So instead, what will be broadcast is a pre-recorded programme with actors playing the parts of partygoers. Yet we all know the reason for this, the reason that people won't be safe, because at this time of year, when we wish peace on earth and goodwill to all men, there's one demographic within society who would rather go out murdering. And we all know who they are. And add to that Paris is currently packed full of illegal immigrants, pausing briefly on their way to invade the UK, fighting age young men who amuse themselves by hacking each other to death with machetes, burgling and robbing the locals and doing unspeakable things to local women and girls. Fucking hell, Dan, keep it light. Now, all over the UK and throughout Europe, at this time of year, there are wonderful Christmas markets. We all know these places where we go to feel all warm and fuzzy inside, to smile and wish strangers a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you're some woke PC bastard. But all of these markets are now surrounded by fucking great concrete bollards to stop certain people, a certain demographic within society, from ramming cars and trucks into hordes of innocent people just trying to go about their day. In Christian countries where we are celebrating Christmas, Christ's Mass, there is an invasive culture who've decided that despite being welcomed into a Christian country, they want to kill all the people celebrating this religious holiday, or even atheists just celebrating a warm and wonderful time of year. They get welcomed in, and this is how they repay the indigenous population. Now, the UK is multicultural and multi-faith, and recently I went to a theatre production to watch a show on the Hindu Festival of Lights, Diwali. I sat there not having a sodding clue what was going on, but I enjoyed it because I want to learn about other people and other cultures. Also in the UK, during Ramadan, that festival associated with, in my opinion, a 7th century death cult, that's plastered everywhere. And we all try and be understanding. Yet, given that Britain is a Christian country, surely everyone would try and respect Christian values and Christian festivals. No, that isn't the case. I've had to mute that clip because there's music playing in the background. But that lady is absolutely losing her shit, going fucking mental because of a Christmas tree. Now, if anyone in the West, in particular in the UK, said anything derogatory or demanded something be taken down during Ramadan, they would immediately be locked up and put into prison for hurty words. However, it could be worse when it comes to disrespecting a fucking Christmas tree. Yes, let's destroy that Christmas tree, because that's from a culture that doesn't align from our, in my opinion, very backward belief system. There's no live and let live. There's no let's understand one another. And despite school children in the UK being taken to mosques or inviting imams into their schools to explain what, in my opinion, is a religion based entirely on hatred, there's no giving back. Surely they try and be more understanding. No.
Completely haram for any Muslim to celebrate or to join in this celebration. And that goes from the minimum of it is to go out and look at these nice lightings, or go out to watch the fireworks purposely. Giving gifts for Christmas. Going to Christmas end of year or end of work parties. And then he says, Ya akhi, da'wah. What da'wah are you giving, ya akhi? Wallahi, they're giving you da'wah, ya akhi. Stay away from the places of fitnah. Da'wah, inshallah, da'wah after. Teach your children. Teach your children. This is not what Muslimin do. These people, they do these things. That's fine. They do whatever they want to do. They're kuffar. As for us, we're Muslimin. Wallahi, if you do not indoctrinate your children with the correct doctrine, then wallahi, they will indoctrinate your children with the kufr doctrine. The one who Allah says about them, لَقَدَ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِثُ ثَلَاثًا. And of course, saying Merry Christmas and all that stuff is completely impermissible. That's given. Someone says Merry Christmas to you, smile, haha, thank you.
Yes, don't look at the pretty lights or join in the celebrations. Although I guess electric light must be quite confusing for people who still live in the fucking Stone Age. As for fireworks, they must be baffling as well. Explosives just fired into the sky for enjoyment. Surely they should be strapped to oneself and used to destroy the infidels. And going to parties is wrong. Any form of integration or assimilation. Now, it may be that some of these people, their families came here 3 or 4 generations ago. Yet they just do not want to fit in. And what really strikes me is the word indoctrinate. Indoctrinate your children. Don't educate, fucking brainwash them. Brainwash them into hating the country they live in, the culture they're surrounded by, and everyone who doesn't think exactly the same way that they do. And don't say Merry Christmas, despite this country bending over fucking backwards, providing millions of pounds in security for certain holy buildings, which house 90% of the UK's terror watch list. On top of that, every fucking supermarket has halal food, which to me goes against the British way of being a nation of animal lovers. And yes, I know that sounds odd, given that animals are being killed for meat, but they're killed, they're not fucking tortured to death.
It's that time of the year where Christmas is fast approaching, and that means we're going to be seeing Muslims taking part, putting up Christmas trees, exchanging gifts, putting up decorations. And before any Muslim comes to me in the comments and tells me it's part of British culture that it's okay, please go and do your research. Honestly, if the reverts can do it, and some of them don't even take part in exchanging gifts, they don't put up any decorations, they don't do anything. And imagine how challenging it must be for some of them. So if they can do it, honestly, you have no excuses. And if you're that Muslim that was going to put up a tree this year, please take this as your sign. Or if you know someone who's going to take part, show them this video, let them take it as a sign. You do not have to exchange gifts. You don't have to put up a Christmas tree. You don't have to put up any decorations. You don't have to do any of it. Honestly, take it as a day off. You've got a day off of work and just go about your day like it's normal.
Okay, so if the more moderate followers of this particular faith, the people who don't want to be fueled by hatred and division, want to do something to try and assimilate into the host culture, the British culture, to show they want to be part of society, no, that's fucking wrong. And that comment before any Muslims say it's part of British culture. It is now, but it's based on many other cultures. Christianity is a religion from the Middle East. Having a Christmas tree, that comes from fucking Germany, and turkey and potatoes are from America. Why not try just to fit in for 1 month a fucking year, for 4 and a bit weeks, to try and stop the indigenous population thinking you're a bunch of arseholes playing the fucking victim whilst planning, or rather the extremists are planning to overthrow our way of life, and if we don't like it, you'll fucking kill us. I have Hindu friends and I wish them a happy Diwali. I have Jewish friends and I wish them a happy Hanukkah. I don't have any Muslim friends because so many people of that faith just do not want to integrate. But it's coming up to Christmas. Why not try and fit in with the host nations if you're living in a Western country? Because the values of Christianity and also secularism is about inclusivity and about welcoming people rather than hatred and division. It's just an idea. Why not go outside and look at the beautiful Christmas lights rather than the last light you see being the blinding flash of a fucking suicide vest? Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment or share the video, that really helps the algorithm, and I am trying to grow this channel. If you'd like to support me in making these videos, and thank you to everyone who's done so far, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee, and as ever, thanks for watching. So, here's just a thought. If you come from a... So, as the light is fading once again, and my breath's in the air, I should feel festive. I'm just fucking freezing. Why for just 1 month of the year? Can those people not just try and be nice? To try and accept that they've been welcomed into a culture which to them is alien, but their culture is way more alien to us. Yet they've moved to the West, where they're given, well, I say sanctuary, most of them aren't real refugees. They've moved here to get a better life. In the UK, many to live on benefits. And, fuck it.